In the city lights, we shine so bright. Tanya in the months, we're in the limelight. Sharing stories on our podcast every night. Spreading love and soul, our words take flight. Talking about love, we keep it real and raw. Through the ups and downs, we stand tall. Our voices blend like a sweet harmony, touching hearts, creating unity. Dive deep into emotions, no filter inside. Tanya's honesty, on soulful insight. Exploring love's highs and lows. It's our mission, connecting souls to heartfelt conversations.
What's up, visionaries?
What's good?
Welcome to another wonderful episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. I'm Tanya, and this is my wonderful husband.
Lamar,
And we hope you're doing well as usual.
as usual.
Now, today, the topic we're diving into is a crucial element for any relationship,
Foundation.
the foundation.
Mhm.
You know what happens to a house
Yeah.
if the foundation, I'm sorry, with one of my lovely analogies. You know what happens to a house with a foundation that's not built right?
It won't stand.
It won't stand.
It
So-
won't be stable
It definitely won't be stable,
to withstand the storms when the strong storms come.
and they will.
Yeah. It's not a matter of when. It's not about they
How?
will. How they will.
They will. All right. So that crucial element is accountability, and I
Yeah.
hear it a lot where women say men don't hold themselves accountable. I feel like you do. I think you hold yourself.
Everybody different.
Yeah, everybody different.
Yeah.
But a lot of women feel like that men don't hold themselves accountable. Men, do you feel like women don't hold themselves accountable as well? If so, drop a comment or something.
Who do you think are the most sex that hold themselves the least accountable?
Okay. So, what is accountability, and what does that look like in a relationship?
Accountability is taking responsibility for your own actions, for your own feelings, for your own active role inside of any situation that you might be in,
Hmm.
and changing the negative behavior.
Right. Actively. Okay. So, it's the foundation of trust and growth in any
Yeah.
relationship.
And without it, a relationship cannot stand the test of time. And time will test your relationship to
Yes,
its
it
fullest.
will. Yes, it will.
And as we see in Genesis 3:12, we see that the first time when man did not take accountability for their actions was in Genesis 3:12.
In the very
In
beginning.
the very beginning, we started pointing the blame at everybody else because of our actions that we ultimately took our own self.
So we might have just answered our question of who actually who holds accountability the most. I mean, I know the woman
Who
too.
run from accountability the most?
Yeah.
Which
So I mean, the first person was man.
oh. Do y'all think that's right? I mean, it is right.
Yeah.
In the first Genesis 12 say the man said, God said, why? How did you know you was naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to? Genesis 12, the man said, the woman you put here with me, she gave me the fruit.
Mhm.
Not only did he blame the woman, he also blamed God. That's crazy. That he blamed the woman and God. He said, you put this woman here with me.
Yes.
The woman you put here with me made me eat that fruit. And if it wasn't for her, I would have never ate it.
Right.
And
Man.
what the woman say?
The woman said, The
The
snake
shepherd.
tricked me. The snake, the serpent. He tricked me.
Could you imagine how it would have been if we each, the man and the woman, would have both took their own accountability and not did that? If Adam would have just simply took responsibility for his own actions, not even point to one woman to say, "Father, please forgive me, for I have sinned. I ate the fruit."
Yeah.
Who knows what would have been if he would have took accountability for his actions? God might have would have been a little more merciful.
Yeah, I do believe so. So, what is accountability in relationships? Accountability means taking responsibilities for your actions,
Yeah.
owning your mistakes, and not only that, the most important part is actively working on changing that negative behavior.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the foundation of trust and growth in
Yeah.
any relationship when you take accountability. And accountability really matters
Yeah.
because without it, relationships become imbalanced. And
Yeah.
you know, anything that's gonna work, it has to be balanced. It
Yeah.
can't be
And when you
unequal.
become unbalanced,
Yeah. Okay. So.
because when you unbalance in a relationship, it causes resentment.
Mm-hmm.
It weakens the trust and it weakens the emotional bond between two people.
Yeah.
Because accountability, it shows that you actually care about the relationship, not just care about yourself. So when we fail to take accountability in a relationship, all that's showing that we care about our own protection, our own self, our own self righteousness.
Yeah. So Michael Jackson's song says it best.
How many of y'all put in the chat? How many of y'all know the Michael Jackson song, "The Man in the Mirror"?
Everybody.
I hope so.
And their mama.
Yeah.
And grandma. Okay, so of course that analogy is I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Okay, so
If you want to make a difference, take a look at yourself and
make
make the change. And sometimes that change, well, all the time, that change requires what? First, self-reflection.
Yeah,
Because the person in the mirror is yourself.
yeah.
So we must first face ourselves and face ourselves with the truth. And sometimes the truth is not right. Sometimes the truth will hurt. But the truth is necessary for growth. Growth comes outside of our comfort zone. And sometimes that means hearing things that we might not want to accept right now, but we might need to accept in order to grow close to our partner.
Yeah, we gotta have that self-awareness. I got a question, and you can put the answer in the chat.
Yeah.
Are you able to look at yourself and admit when you're doing something wrong or when you wrong?
It's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to admit when you're wrong. Um,
Because
but go ahead, babe.
no, it's
Yeah, but you know, holding yourself accountable
needed.
is definitely needed. You also have to be able to face your flaws.
Yeah.
A key aspect in taking accountability is acknowledging your imperfections.
Yeah.
We're not perfect.
Yeah. And nobody is perfect. We all fell short. And the Bible says, he who's without sin be the first to cast the first stone. Nobody's without sin. Nobody's without fault. Nobody is perfect in nobody else. We all have blame. We all have scars. We all have insecurities. We all have a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
We all sin. We all same people.
yeah.
And if we can remember that, and not only that, sometimes we got to face that to change that. Because whatever you won't confront, you can't change.
Mm.
Making changes is number one. You got to make changes. You got to commit to become a better individual. And when you become a better individual in a relationship, then we show up better together. Because she's better, I'm better, you're better, they're better. So when we come together, we both coming as two better people.
Mm-hmm.
Holding ourselves accountable. If I hold me accountable and you hold you accountable, naturally we become held accountable for our own actions. And
Yeah,
that's what moves the needle in a relationship closer together.
yeah, and just making sure that we're making an effort to change
What
those
we can change.
behaviors, those behaviors
Yeah.
that's harming our relationship.
Yeah.
So, what happens when you don't take responsibility? What happens in your relationship? Number one, blame shifting.
Yeah.
So you placing the blame on your partner instead of owning the mistakes.
That we right.
One person constantly, blames their partner,
Yeah.
leading to their partner being frustrated and ultimately causing conflicts.
And many conflicts are just the result of people not wanting to take accountability for their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that is when you take accountability for your, not taking accountability for your actions only leads to many broken promises.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And ignoring each other's, like we say, each other's emotional needs.
Yeah. Creating emotional distance.
Yeah.
So a lack of accountability prevents deep emotional intimacy.
Yeah.
Because one person don't feel like they're being seen or heard.
Or they're not taking the relationship serious.
Yeah. So the trust began to erode.
Yeah.
Like you said, those broken promises. You know, that's if you breaking promises, then you eroding trust from your partner.
Yeah.
Well, that trust from you is eroding because it's like you just promised me something that you didn't do. How can I trust you to actually stand on your word?
Yeah.
Okay. So when somebody refuses in a relationship to admit fault,
Yeah.
the trust diminishes and it becomes that much harder to
Yes.
believe they have the
Anything.
relationship's best interest at heart.
Yeah. It's hard to believe when you can't take responsibility. And they say taking responsibility is what number 6 love language. That's the 6th love language. I know they don't talk about accountability
Yeah.
because I can't fool you. You can do everything else. I can love you that, but if nobody can't take responsibility for their own actions,
Mm-hmm.
then it's hard for the relationship to actually move forward in a genuine way
Mm-hmm.
because we both showing up in genuine. You're not taking responsibility. I'm not taking responsibility, and we're not really connected
Mm-hmm.
because we're not fully putting ourselves in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We holding a side back that we want to protect from, and that's more likely it's gonna be integrity or shame.
Yeah. Yeah, my baby say genuine, but he mean there you go. But I love the way you say genuine. Okay. Now another example of a lack of accountability, things that a conflict that it caused. No, just a lack of accountability is defensiveness. If you're showing defensiveness, that's a lack of accountability. So you like immediately justifying or making excuses when you confront it, yeah, about an issue.
Yeah. A perfect example, like I said, kids growing up, I asked my son, didn't I tell you to take out the trash? And the first thing he said was, I could have sworn I took out the trash. I took out the trash. The trash, shit, I took it out. But then I did. But see, the real thing that's refusing to admit that there's a problem. When somebody their partner said, I said, did you take out the trash? And I said, why didn't I tell you to take out trash? So that means that you didn't take out the trash. So the perfect example, not being defensive or denying, refusing the problem, would say, oh, dang, I didn't realize I didn't take out trash. Let me go take out the trash.
So correction.
Correct.
Yeah.
As simple as that. Not
Taking
get defensive. Not taking responsibility for your action. That's taking responsibility for your action, not denying responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I say, okay, I thought I took it out. Let me go take it out now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's building a repair too.
Yeah.
So often you can be confronted with something that we need to take accountability for. Then we first we need to take accountability for it. Not only that, then we need to say how things are gonna change, how things are gonna be different, move forward.
Yep. So yeah, that's if you lack effort to change, then that's a lack of accountability.
Yeah.
You apologize, apologies are made, but then
No
you
follow
don't
up.
follow up with any action.
Like I said, what I'm gonna
Not
do now.
following up with words or saying what you're gonna do, but following up with actions, actually doing what you said you was gonna do.
Yeah. Perfect example when trust is broken in a relationship for infidelity, or let's say you don't trust your partner, you think he's out there cheating or something like that. It's hard to rebuild that trust and get that. If you're not, if you say you apologize, but you make no necessary changes around what you're doing, your day-to-day actions to start building trust back in that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So the importance of mutual accountability. Okay, for in a successful relationship, both partners take responsibility for their actions.
Yeah.
It's not about blaming. It's not about none of that shaming. None of that. It's about building together.
Yep.
Okay, and so and it, I
And it leads
love
to a stronger
examples.
foundation
It
and
do.
improves communication and personal growth together.
So an example is a study that shows that couples, example and statistics, because again, I love statistics. Okay, a study showed that couples who practice accountabilities or accountability in a relationship report a 34% higher relationship satisfaction rate. And that's from the Gottman Institute.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And it took a while for us to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is 20 years later, and we in a whole nother transition in our relation, in our marriage. 20 years later, in our marriage, taking a whole nother transition, and accountability is at the foundation of our 20-year marriage, starting over in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because new information brings new change. So new change brings a whole nother phase in life.
Yeah. Also, the older you get,
It's a new
it's
new
just
thing.
new. Yeah, new
Things change, and
season.
you can't get new results or get better results with the same thinking. Because a lot of times, same thinking is probably stinking thinking. If you can look at we can look at our results of our life and our relationships right now, we can see have what we've been doing yield us the results that we like.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can look at your life and you say no, it hasn't, then we got to change our thinking because our thinking has brought us thus far.
Yeah, and so like my husband was saying, it took us some time to understand that we had, to hold ourselves accountable for our own emotions, mistakes, and growth. Like for an example, one of my husband's complaints to me was that I wasn't laser focused on the business we built together, and it's like recent, so instead of me taking accountability, I would say something like I'm doing my best, knowing dang on well I ain't doing my best, so I wasn't taking in consideration that it's several moving parts to the business that we run, and I was just focusing on 2 out of 10. Okay, so now that I know, I'm holding myself accountable. Not only will we experience massive growth from me, playing, putting in 100% of myself into the business, but Lamont won't have to work so hard. And that right there is very rewarding, a reward that I and he can see through me holding myself more accountable.
And I'm holding you accountable because
know.
not only like you said, that shows that you committed to what's important. That whatever important to me, it should be somewhat important to you.
Yeah, and it
Get you
is.
in there with.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, but sometimes we kind of blind to what's going on. So I can't say I'm blind, but sometimes I need that reassurance. I needed you to come to me with that complaint
But
because I'm thinking I'm doing something,
but
but you're like, girl, I mean, you doing something, but you ain't doing nothing because it's this, that, and that, and then we could do this, So yeah,
I mean, you live and learn. But like I
yeah,
said, the first role is to take accountability. You can't change nothing. You can't take accountability. It's
absolutely.
like trying to get a crackhead to stop smoking crack, and he keeps saying, "I'm not a crackhead."
Right, yeah,
The first thing, in anything to change the habit, to change the addiction, to change the whatever, we first got to accept it.
yeah,
We first got to acknowledge it. Then we got to say, this is not me. I don't like this. If you like it, keep wearing it. If you like not taking responsibility, keep wearing the helmet of not taking responsibility and watch the results that it keep yielding in your life.
yeah,
But if you do want to wear the helmet of taking responsibility and watch the result that it yields in your life.
yeah. You definitely, like I used to see it on TV, and I know it for a fact. And when crackheads go to rehab or something, they gotta first admit, hey, my name is Joe,
And I'm a
and
crackhead.
I'm a crackhead.
Yeah,
Okay,
or
and
I'm an
then we can,
alcoholic.
yeah, or
I'm an
yeah, or
alcoholic.
I doubt they say I'm a crackhead.
You did not.
They want to say
Not,
I'm a drug addict.
yeah, I'm a
or
drug addict. Yeah, they
something.
say, but like alcohol, they say such I'm an alcoholic
Hmm.
because that allow you to knowledge it and accept it. Sometimes it's shameful to accept things that you. It's shameful sometimes,
Yeah.
but on the other side of shame is growth.
Hmm.
On the other side of shame, there's growth. On the other side of shame, there is growth. And I had to say that 3 times because I think so many people fail to go, they don't want to go to the shame, but they want growth.
Mm.
And you can't get to the growth without the shame. So I encourage you, you got to face the shame that things may be that's in here. Bring it out. Accept it, hold it, so you can get rid of it.
Yeah. All right. So I got statistics. Okay. So studies have shown that relationships with high levels of accountability tend to be more fulfilling and long lasting.
And a better sex life.
Yeah, but another study published in the Journal of Family Psychology found that couples who were able to hold each other accountable to their actions were less likely to experience conflict and resentment.
Yeah.
Again,
And so,
leading to a better sex life.
yeah. So as we can see, not being accountable for our actions is the whole result of conflict.
Mhm.
I know, like I said, we did the video last week and we was talking about being aware of that we both bring different perspectives to the relationship. So understanding these perspectives will give us a better understanding that of the conflict that shows up. And the conflict is showing up because we ashamed of our perspective may be hidden behind shame. Our perspective may be hidden behind fear. Our perspective may be hidden behind a whole bunch of other things, but we got to confront that so that we can stop being in conflict with our partner.
Absolutely. So, what are some strategies for improving accountability?
Like you said, number one, you gotta look in the mirror.
Answer the
You gotta hold
question
yourself
again.
accountable before you can hold your partner accountable.
Mhm.
But like I said, the Bible say, say first take. Let me go to this verse.
Mhm. Okay. And while he's going to that verse, self reflection, look at yourself in the mirror, you know, every day. It's kind of almost like affirming, but it's, like self reflection.
Mhm.
You got it.
Matthew
Okay.
7:3-5 say, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye?
Mm.
Pay no attention to that but you pay no attention to that plank in your own eye. Meaning that you paying attention to sawdust when you got a bigger thing in your own eye. We
Mhm.
must first take the speck out of our eye. When all time there is plank in your own eye, you're a hypocrite.
Right, right.
Take it out of your eye, you can
Yeah,
clearly see the speck in your partner's eye.
yeah.
Matthew 3:7-5. So we got to remove the speck out of our own eye. We want our partner to take responsibility for their actions. We must first take responsibility for our actions.
Mhm.
And we got to keep doing it. And I guarantee you take responsibility for your actions over a period of, let's say, 90 days. And I guarantee you, if you don't, I guarantee things will change if you was a partner that you equally yoked to. Now,
Yeah.
if you with a partner that you're not equally yoked to, then 90 days or 6 months from now, you will surely see whether or not y'all meant to be. Because they're gonna
Mhm.
start working. Start taking responsibility. They got no choice to take responsibility if they want to be in a relationship with you, or if they don't take responsibility, that means they want to be in a relationship with themselves.
Yep. Another thing is another strategy for improving accountability is honest feedback. Being able to, take the feedback that your partner is giving you
Yeah.
honestly. So once your partner give you that honest feedback, don't get defensive. Be able to take it in.
And don't say, well, you got something in your eye
Yeah,
too.
don't throw it on him or her. All right. Another strategy is to apologize
Yeah.
and apologize sincerely. You know, don't give one of those "I'm sorry" and walk off. You gotta say "I'm sorry" and state what you done
Yeah.
and state how you gonna correct,
Yeah, how you gonna
like
correct.
what actions you gonna take.
And don't say I'm gonna try to something you know you can do.
Mm,
Because trying means just that. Because then when it comes time to your partner to come give you honest feedback of your so-called trying, you're gonna say the main thing that a person that says I'm gonna try throws back up in the person's face is, well, I told you I was gonna try.
right.
So don't say try mean that you're actually not gonna try. If you say you're gonna just say I'm gonna do, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my best to well, not don't say I'm gonna do, say I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I
Doing
say
my
I'm gonna
best
do.
is kind of
Because saying you say I'm gonna do it, that means you letting your partner hold you accountable. And we gotta let somebody hold us accountable besides ourselves sometimes. Because as we know, if many of us here at this road, if we have a conflict with our partner, then we probably ain't been taking accountability. So it's best we either let our partner hold us accountable or some outside factor be able to hold somebody else accountable. Y'all have weekly check-ins. We'll get to later that you need to hold each other accountable for your own actions
absolutely
so you can grow.
right. And last but not least, make amends. Again, take concrete steps to make things right. Show your partner that you committed to
Yeah.
change, and again, to show your partner that you committed, it's taking action.
Yeah. And when we can do this, we build a culture of accountability. And accountability breeds forth a culture of understanding, acceptance, and closeness with our partner. And one way we can do that is set clear expectations, establish clear boundaries, and communicate with your partner clearly the values that you need
Yes. Another
from your
way,
partner.
yeah, another way we can do it is by active listening.
Yeah.
Practice active listening and make an effort to understand your partner's perspective.
Active listening, not listening to respond, because sometimes we can active listen to as soon as our partner finish talking, we already ready to say, well, you start not taking accountability, but start pointing the blame at them. But
Mm-hmm.
if we active listening, then it won't be a such thing as we're not taking accountability for our actions.
Absolutely.
When we don't active listening, when we don't active listen, then we start not taking accountability for our actions.
Mm-hmm. So, next, we need to have open communication. Create that safe space for open and, honest communication where both partners feel heard, and not only heard, they feel respected.
Yeah.
Okay?
And it can be hard at times, though,
Yeah,
because we're doing something that most of us not used to doing.
yeah,
So whenever there's something new that we're not used to be doing, it's like it feels awkward. It feels awkward because we're doing something that we're not used to be doing.
yeah, yeah,
But on the other side of awkwardness comes change, comes growth, comes closer between you and your partner.
yeah. So if you can make it through that awkwardness, there's a whole surprise for you on the other end, okay?
Yeah.
A whole breakthrough. All right, so with creating a safe space, you can do regular check-ins, okay?
Once a week,
Yeah. So once
once
a
a
week.
day,
So if you don't
once
like,
a
if you're
month.
not an argumentative person and you're trying to keep the conflict down or whatever, just write down what you want to say to your partner,
Yeah.
and y'all make
Or you put a
a
jar in the middle
yeah,
and
and put your
a grievance or
yeah, or the things that you are upset about.
yeah,
Maybe your partner is trying to be accountable and is supposed to be taking action.
yeah,
You can put down in a jar, what your partner did for you all to discuss. Like you said you was gonna do this, but you
mm-hmm,
still you're
yeah,
not doing it,
yeah.
and just write it down
And
and
put it
then
in a glass jar that you can
hmm
follow back up. You can do once a month, you can do once a week, but that jar, so your partner be able to look inside that jar and see what you actually complaining about, or what actually were you felt they failed to take responsibility for their actions.
right,
So then when they come at you, if they done already looked at the note that you don't put in a jar, then they already ready to number one, they should be coming ready to take responsibility for their actions. Not coming with a excuse why they didn't do it, but coming with a remedy or a solution to let you know that it's gonna be better next time.
right, because at these check-ins, it's made for y'all to discuss progress and address
Yeah.
any concerns that went on during the week
Right.
or any concerns you may have.
So you can nip it in the butt. So
In
resentment,
the bud.
nip it in the butt.
Nip it in the bud.
So resentment will not build up in a relationship,
Yeah,
and so you can keep the conflict down
absolutely.
because conflict only arises when small problems wasn't addressed or you didn't take accountability for something small that eventually turned big. Now it's a conflict. Now it's resentment.
Yeah. It's a smart man. I call him Doc Johnson. Okay, so overcoming challenges to accountability. Overcoming challenges to accountability is going to require that you be patient, your partner be patient.
Yeah.
You got to be understanding, and you got to commit to working together. After all, you are a team. There's
Yeah.
no I and we. So some of the challenges that you may face
And you
is
gotta overcome.
right is defensive behavior. And the solution to, overcoming defensive behavior is to practice that active listening, like we said, and seek to understand your partner's perspective.
We talked a video about this last
Yep,
week.
last week.
Understand your partner's perspective.
And if you didn't catch that video, we encourage you to go back.
Probably be somewhere around.
Yeah, watch that
Go
video.
and check out YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram channel.
Yeah, go to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
While you're there, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, defensive behavior. That's a big one. And another one is fear of conflict.
Yeah.
Fear of conflict is
Yeah.
a big one.
Because many couples, some people don't like conflict,
Mhm.
and sometimes, well, all the time,
Yeah.
conflict is needed because conflict brings closeness together. If you can get through the conflict,
Right.
remember, we get through the shame. We got to get through the conflict. So often, many people, you run out the house, you leave out the house, or you start using cussing at each other, calling each other out their names and stuff. And when we get to that point, we don't get nothing done.
Yeah.
People start shut down. One person that ran out the house, the other person didn't want to talk. They just ran in the room, closed the door, and all of a sudden now y'all bitter and arguing, mad at each other. But most of all, you guys avoided conflict.
Mhm.
You wasn't able to understand your partner's perspective, and y'all just got emotionally unstable. And now conflict came in there, and you wasn't able to face the conflict. You ran from the conflict.
Yeah.
Resentment builds up. So pretty soon that relationship is starting to fade out.
Yeah. So if you're a person that's scared of conflict or that's a fear you have, again, create that safe space that we spoke about.
Yeah.
Them check-ins. That way you'll have a place where you can communicate honestly and where both of you can feel heard and respected. It won't be like all over the place. This is a peaceful place where I can go
Yeah.
and work out my conflict
Yeah.
or my issue with my partner.
Yeah, but
Okay.
ultimately, you guys are gonna be the one to do it to create that good, fulfilling relationship that you want in your life. All people can do is give you the tools. You gotta do the work.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what you hear online, anywhere you're in counseling, you're doing therapist, everything, all they gonna do is give you the tools. You gotta do the work.
Yep. So another challenge to overcome is the lack of trust.
Yeah.
So the solution to that is to build trust, constant actions. I can't say it enough.
Faith without works is dead.
And action
Trust
speaks-
without works is
Dead,
dead.
yeah. And action speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
All right. So honest communication again, and the willingness to own up to your mistakes. Be able to take what you did and be accountable for it.
And be able to let your partner, they will have feelings of their own. So they will be confronting you about you taking responsibility.
Mm-hmm. So the benefits, there's some good things about, accountability in relationships. Accountability, again, it builds trust.
Yeah.
When your partner knows that they can count on you to admit, where they wrong
Or you wrong.
or you're wrong,
Yeah.
then trust grows.
Yeah.
Now, a recent study showed that 60% of couples who engage in open accountability report better intimacy.
Yes.
Okay.
You want more sex? Be more accountable.
Yeah, so if you one of them guys who like my wife just won't give me none, maybe you're not holding yourself
What are you
accountable.
not doing? That's why I said
Right.
whenever there's an outside factor, we saying, well, I'm not getting this, I'm not doing this, I'm not getting that. Some like the first thing we gotta ask ourselves, well, have I been doing my part?
Mhm.
Or have I not been doing my part? Whatever the case, we gotta first look at ourselves when there's a conflict, there's a problem in our relationship or in our life. What part do I play in it? And we can answer that and we can accept that, we can grow from that, then you'll find a solution to your problem.
Yep. So benefits of accountability in relationships again, increase trust, improve communication, personal growth, and deeper love. So we encourage you to take that next step in your relationship, okay?
Hold yourself accountable and watch the
Yes.
connection deepen in your relationship.
Yes. In conclusion, start with the person in the mirror. Again, Michael Jackson. Michael
I'm looking
Jackson.
at the man in the mirror.
Okay.
I'm asking the change it when.
Oh, change. Okay. But those lyrics were powerful. They remind us that real change starts with self-awareness and accountability. When both partners are willing to look at themselves and take the responsibility they need in their relationship, they build a foundation of trust, mutual respect, and that creates a healthier, more fulfilling relationship.
I think you can do this. I know you. I know you're gonna do it, man. I think the end of this year, 2025, is gonna be a year of accountability for many people.
Yeah.
Their whole relationship, their whole perspective of life is gonna change because what we took accountability for ourselves. What we bring to life, what we bring to our relationship, what we bring to anything is
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we can change. We can't change nobody else. I can't change her. I can't make her be accountable. She can't make me be accountable. I can make myself.
Yeah. So we got some homework for you. All right. So ask yourself.
And
You
that's
can
your
ask
partner.
your partner, or y'all can do it together. Like both of y'all grab a sheet of paper and come together. So how often do I take responsibility for my actions in my relationship? And also ask yourself, in what ways can I improve my accountability and communication? If you want to put your answers in the chat, we love to see it.
Yeah.
Do that.
And be like I said, be sure that you ask yourself this question. Also, be sure to ask your partner. So your partner can
Absolutely.
hold you accountable for some of
Right.
the things that they feel that you're not taking responsibility for. Because sometimes we seem to sugarcoat ourselves. We'll probably get ourselves a passion A+ every time we take a
Right.
test if we was the one
Absolutely.
graded all the
Yes.
tests.
Yes.
That's why they don't let you do that in school. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't be the one to grade your tests
Yeah.
and taking responsibility for your actions. You gotta let your partner.
Yep.
And that's part of love, and that's part of respect and trust. If I trust this partner to love her or love them or whoever, then I should trust them for me to count.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yes. Yes. I also think that not only do you need somebody else to grade your work, but you might not know what you're doing.
Yeah. So
So
get
you
outside
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So if you don't ask your partner, then they can't tell you. Like you are doing this.
Yeah.
You are doing that. You might be like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This was making you feel this way, or this was making our relationship this way. So yeah, definitely make sure you get your partner.
And these two questions open up the ball game for us to start taking responsibility for actions. And like we said, you ask your partner, you can also ask outside factors like your mom and dad or somebody you trust, a trusted advisor to help you see the picture since you're in the frame.
Hmm. Yeah, and this has been another episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. We thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe for more insight on how to build a stronger, more accountable relationship, because that's what Lamont and I are all about, creating those healthy, happy, lasting relationships, marriages. We're about that. And they had vision.
And together
They built the life that they love. Go build.